Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino Conservative. Ooh, my voice sounds awesome today. Well, guys, it's that time of year. Pollen starts coming around, and yep, it got me today. Got me yesterday, too, so I'm kind of sounding like Al Green, so I just got to keep up with the tea, keep up with the coffee, fluids. It'll go away pretty soon. But either way, got a lot to talk about. I can't even say a little bit to talk about. I got a lot to talk about this week or today. Don't know if I'm going to have multiple this week, but definitely going to be at least today. So be sure to stick around. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe button. Sign up for alerts. Let me know that you like what I'm doing. Let me know that you don't. Heck, I'll even take that at this point in time, too. Before we get into our topics, a word from our sponsors. By now, everyone's heard, or most everyone's heard of Cash App. Cash App is a free app, and if you don't have it already, you need to go download it now. What Cash App can do, and what I do with Cash App is, I help family and friends out. Everybody has times and needs every now and then, need a few extra bucks. I could send them cash instantly, and they can send me cash instantly if I need help. What I could also do on this is use it as a checking account. You get a direct deposit account, you get a debit card, routing number, and account number. Also, you can set up direct deposit and manage your own money. What you can also do is trade stocks. That's right. Y'all know the craze that's been going on with the stock market right now. It's been going crazy. People have been winning big. And you can do that with Cash App. It's totally free to download. If you don't have it already, go to thelatinoconservative.com/Cash App and download it right now for free. If you have it already, you can still go to that link and help a brother out. Every time somebody downloads it that doesn't have it, I get $15. It's nothing hidden. That's part of Cash App's affiliate program. But if you already have it, you can still help me out. You can drop me a little donation on there. I've got a link for that as well. Again, go download it on www.thelatinoconservative.com/Cash App. So, big news. Start off with some personal stuff. I'm debating right now. I've got a big choice to make in about a month, less than a month. And I'm going to Vegas, actually, in 2 weeks to kind of help me deliberate. Get away from here for some personal time. And it's just going to be for a week. And me and a friend are going to go celebrate a birthday. But I'm using that to kind of help me clear this thing up here. Do I want to do this? I can't say exactly what this choice is right now, but it's a big choice that comes with a big sacrifice. No, everyone who's followed my channel for any time knows that at one point in time that I've mentioned that I'm running for office. I'm looking at the local level right now, but there's a spot that opened up. See, I kind of have dual residency right now because I travel so much. I live in 2 cities practically, and the spot would be a special elections type spot. And I can't get into too much. People who follow me on this channel that are from my hometown will know what that is right off. But I have, the spot isn't open yet, but I have to figure out, do I really want to do that? It pays practically nothing. I would have to most likely quit this job that I'm at right now, my full-time job. I love this job. And it actually may be feasible, thinking about it, because due to the pandemic, we have started working remotely about 75 to 90% of the time. For those of y'all who followed me previously as well, also know that one of my taglines at the beginning was, I come to you from wherever I am in the country. Well, yeah. My dealership this week is in Idaho, but I'm here. So I could quite literally do this job that I'm doing right now, my full-time job from home, and I do most of the time now. But I might have to give it up to take this job. And there's just a lot of responsibilities. It is a strong point on my resume for my ultimate job. My goal, which is Congress. It'd be a big point in a big city or big influence area. I don't want to say too much more, but you get my point. This job pays practically nothing, like I said. So I'd still have to keep a full-time job. Big responsibilities. And I'd have to run the election all over again in a year. Because this is just the remaining term. So I don't know. Well, I want some of y'all to pray for me out there. Let me, help, pray for me, pray for guidance that I go the right way, because I'm being pulled in both directions. I'm being pulled right now. Hey, go do this right now. Or you shouldn't do it. Don't do it. But what I want to know is who is pulling me that way. God can pull you one way and Satan can pull you the other. And quite honestly, it's really hard to tell the difference. Really hard to tell the difference who's pulling you which way. So y'all pray for me, just to help me make the right choice. I've got a little time, but once I make that choice, I am committed. If I choose to do it, I am committed. I cannot and I will not look back, because it's not something to be taken lightly. Something that can have a big effect on my future, and it will, regardless. If I win or if I lose, it's going to have a huge lasting effect. Of course, we know the loss. A lot of times when politicians try to get in office, they lose once, and then that's the end of their political career. But if I win, it'll make a name for me. And I will get to make a huge difference in my town. So, moving on. Wow. There's been a lot going on lately, hasn't there? Let's start off with some Houston news. Art Acevedo, Police Chief Art Acevedo, is calling it quits for Houston. He's moving on to Miami. Art Acevedo, the police chief, is moving on to Miami. Please pardon the truck that just stopped. There's a lot of neighbors out here, and this is about the time that they start getting up and going to work. There's been a shutdown at one of the plants. Shutdown, basically like a turnaround is what they call it. They got to rebuild a portion of the plant. So my area right now is loaded with workers. I love it. A lot of new people. That means Texas is working. That's right. So Art Acevedo is leaving for Miami. Come on. Miami. I think of Will Smith. Welcome to Miami. I can't blame him. I really can't blame him. But there's something deep going on here. I'm not talking about conspiracy theory type deep. I'm just talking about deep. He had about 5,200 police officers in Houston that he led, but he's going to Miami. Now, where's 1,400 police officers? Houston is a big population. Miami's a big city, but it's not that big. Houston has a lot of stuff going on inside of it. Go drive down Westheimer or Richmond. Find stuff. Greenspoint Mall area, you'll find stuff out there. Miami's a little, and I hate to say it this way, a little more high class. I've been there. Yeah, it's got its areas, but it's a little more high class. You go to Miami, you expect to see supercars, way more supercars there than there are here. All that good stuff. But the reason he said he was leaving is because it is Mayor Turner's term is ending. So what I'm wondering is, Sylvester Turner even thinking about running in his next election, which I believe happens in 2022. The mayor terms are normally 3 years. He was elected in 2019, and he's coming up in 2022. So what's going on? Is he thinking about running? He quoted that. He's quoted as saying that since Mayor Turner's term is coming up, he decided to move on. See, Art Acevedo was appointed by Mayor Turner. Mayor Turner is highly Democrat. Houston is a Democratic city. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've saw people posting already, well, great, get him out so he can make Houston streets safe again. Multiple people were saying that. Good friends of mine even said that. But I'm thinking to myself, how did they go bad while he was here? He was here for 3 years, if that. But what happened? What happened prior? Heck, I remember when I lived here the first time, I walked out of my apartment multiple times, heard gunshots, and walked right back in. The pizza man would not deliver to my apartment complex. That's how unsafe it was. Haven't had that problem. And the apartments that I lived in most recently was pretty close to the same area. So how is it unsafe? Curious. But what is Mayor Turner doing? Is he thinking about running, or is he thinking about just dropping out? Because quite honestly, part of what's going on with what he's thinking, what I'm thinking. Did that sound right? What he's thinking, what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking that he's thinking is the mayor spot is a lot of responsibility. We just had a freeze. No secret about that. Everybody knows Texas had a freeze where people lost power, people lost water, people lost their lives. And the mayor, it's his job. Even if he can't control it, there's things that happened that were outside of his control that were an effect of this. It's his responsibility. I feel sorry for the mayors in the small towns. Houston's mayor gets paid a salary. It's a full-time gig. Mayors in small towns, they don't. Like maybe $7,000 a year. That includes a car allowance. Maybe. I think I saw an article, Report Arthur. They paid theirs more than anybody else about that size, and they were talking about $25,000 a year. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't made $20,000 a year since, shoot, I was a teenager. Yeah, that's right. That's a mayor's job. Mayor's pay salary. But let's look at like a town like Victoria, my hometown. Their mayor makes $7,800 a year, which includes a car. That includes the car payment. $7,800 a year. Hurricane Harvey comes through. Ice storm comes through. Tornado comes through. Guess whose job it is? Guess whose responsibility it is for $7,800 a year? $600 and change a month. Big responsibility. Big shoes to fill. But I'm curious as to why Art Acevedo is really running away from Houston. George Floyd was from here, or Missouri City. Houston didn't get bad with the riots or anything like that. There's some protests, but it didn't get bad. So I wonder why. I really do wonder why. So check back for that. As I find out, I will definitely let more people find out if it comes up. So next topic that we have is gun control. Before we get into that, we're going to get into another one of our affiliates here. For those of y'all who know me personally, you also know that I'm a cigar guy. In fact, when I was in the car business, I started an Instagram channel called Cars and Cigars, which I've taken down already. But I like cigars. I like them a lot. If I can have one every day of the week, I would. But there's just, time-wise, there's a little bit of a time commitment for a cigar. It takes about an hour to enjoy one. But from anything, from a Cohiba, not just the Cohibas, you've got your LFD, the La Flor Dominican. You've got your acid cigars. You've got your Tats, your Gurkhas. Oh, those are Gurkhas. All of those cigars. I like all of those. I like a lot of cigars. I'm not a one cigar guy, but I like a lot of cigars. Even some of the less expensive, I'll put it that way, the less expensive Cuban rounds. They're not really Cubans, by the way. But I found a website that is offering 40% off right now. It's called Gotham Cigars. They have a great selection. They're one of the best I've seen in a long time. Now, I'll put a link to their website on my website. Go to the LatinoConservative.com/deals, and you'll see right at the top of that page, there's a link to go to Gotham Cigars. A great selection, guys, and there's a coupon there for 40% off. www.thelatinoconservative.com/deals. So gun control. It's a thorn in my side. So is this person that came up with this, Dianne Feinstein. Man, what kind of logic does she have out there? Now, she also proposed the 1994 assault weapon ban. Think about that. 1994. I was 14 years old. I'm 41 now. Yes, I just showed my age. I was 14 years old. I was in junior high. No, maybe my freshman year of high school. But she's been in office at least since that long. Let me do a quick Google search, see when she was actually started in office real quick. I didn't even look that up. But she's been in there that long. Now, the thing about this bill is, even Joe Biden said that the first one didn't work. Feinstein was reelected in 1994, 2000. So a senator's term is 6 years. So I'm going to go with, if it says she was reelected in 1994, that means she first got in there in 1988. 1988. Now her birthday's 1933. Why is it that the people who try to take away our rights the most, and I'm not trying to be racist here at all, I promise, but the people that try to take away our rights the most are old white people that have been in office for decades? 1988 is when she got into office, at minimum. She proposed this gun control bill in 1994. She's from California, go figure. So she's from California, and let's think about states with the highest gun crimes. I can name the top 3 right off the top of my head. California, Illinois, and New York. All 3 of those states have the strictest gun control laws in the United States. And quite honestly, it's their right to do that as a state. I can't take that away from them. But what I do want to draw your attention to is you're restricting citizens from getting guns, but it doesn't restrict criminals from getting guns. Think about that. But they don't care. They don't care. They want that control. Now, this bill is absolutely stupid. I can understand not having grenades, but this bill proposes no grenade launchers. Now, how many grenade launchers are out there? And here's the thing. Even if you do attach a grenade launcher to what they say is an assault rifle, which Armalite Rifles is a brand, AR, and it's a platform that I was about to say vehicle, that a firearm is built on. But no, it is a style, kind of like coupe, sedan, or SUV. But if you put a grenade launcher on one of those, guess what you cannot get? Grenades. Those aren't firearms. I totally understand the restrictability on those because they're not firearms. They're explosives. But restricting a grenade launcher is like restricting a bayonet. But other things on this ban, like it's pointless. It's pointless. You cannot have a magazine. You cannot have a rifle that has a detachable magazine, has a pistol grip, a forward grip, a folding or telescoping stock, a grenade launcher, a barrel shroud, or threaded barrel. So, the hunters out there, the people that I know that have these guns most are actually truly hunters. Now, mind you, I'm in Texas. We're a different breed of people. A good friend of mine has a hog removal business that uses AR-15s. That forward control that they're talking about, the pistol grip in the back and the forward control, whether it's just it's the triangle part or it's the grip that hangs down. Yeah, those are for control. If you're trying to take out multiple pigs, which are a nuisance, that wreck farms, I've seen them take out an entire crop. And you can't control that. You got a good chance of missing, maybe hitting something you're not supposed to hit. These guys are professionals. Let them do their jobs. But how pointless is that? The telescoping stock. Not everybody is the same size. Sometimes a person's arms aren't as long as the other person's. So that stock that you want to prohibit could be way too long for somebody. You know, hold it right here or out here. Which one will have more control? Threaded barrel, suppression. I mean, I'm not going to touch that one. what scares me about this bill is that the House and Senate are both majority Democrat. Now, she's already got 34 co-sponsors with her. If this passes through Senate, it'll pass through the House just because it is a Democratic bill. The House doesn't vote on actual policy. They vote on party lines. And guess what kind of a president we have? Democrat. My only hope on this would be somebody would have the cojones, if this passed, to take it to the Supreme Court and sue the legislators that wrote this bill. That's the only chance it would have. And I'm kind of thinking the Supreme Court might, they don't have the cojones to take the case. They've shown that already. But Texas. What if Texas became a Second Amendment sanctuary state? You've got all of these other states that are becoming immigrant states, the immigrant sanctuary states that the federal government can't touch. Why can't Texas do the same thing? I think Greg Abbott would lean towards that. So what are your thoughts on that? So next on the news, on topic, Nancy Pelosi finally admits that there's a border crisis. But in March of 2021, almost got that wrong, she is still blaming Donald Trump for it. Why? How? Dude's not even in office anymore. Yeah, he's trying to take over the GOP, the Republican Party. Okay, but he is not in office right now. He cannot do anything about it. That's like saying everything that happened during Donald Trump's term was because of Joe Biden. Now remember, Joe Biden wasn't in office. He wasn't even a senator when Donald Trump was the president. He was just there, lobbying. But it's Donald Trump's fault. Check out this video.
Let's talk about the situation at the border. We've seen a huge surge in migrants crossing the border since January. The number of children in custody higher than it was than its 2019 peak during the Trump administration. Your colleague Veronica Escobar of Texas called the conditions there unacceptable. She was there on Friday. Is she right? What more must be done?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear who you said.
Veronica Escobar, Congresswoman
Veronica
from Texas.
Escobar, our colleague from representing El Paso, and yes, it is. Actually, the facts are these: there are more children, about 600-700 more children, unaccompanied children, coming over the border. This is a humanitarian challenge to all of us. What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border, and they are working to correct that in the children's interest. I'm so pleased that the president, as a temporary measure, has sent FEMA to the border in order to help facilitate the children going from the 72-hour issue into where they are cared for as they are transferred into family homes or homes that are safe for them to be. So this, again, is a transition for what was wrong before to what is right. Of course, we have to also look to Central America and Mexico and the rest. The corruption, the violence, all of that so bad. My most recent trip to the Northern Triangle, that would be Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, you saw the impact of the climate change, mind you. These people were leaving because of the drought. They couldn't farm, and they were seeking other ways to survive. So there are many reasons that go into this, but the fact is we have to deal with it at the border. And some of the people coming there are seeking asylum. And I always like to quote our friends in the evangelical movement. At one of our rump hearings we had before we had the majority, the representative said to us, the United States Refugee Resettlement Program is the crown jewel of American humanitarianism. So we have certain responsibilities that we must honor. We have to have a system that accommodates that, and that is what the Biden administration is in the process of doing.
So border crossings have started again, or I should say illegal border crossings have started again. The kids in cages are back. And it's not Donald Trump that did this. In fact, your president, Joe Biden, was part of the administration that initiated it, that built the cages initially. Because of his policy, he has enticed and encouraged thousands, if not millions, of migrants to come over here illegally. And it's not just the Latinos coming over. And when I say Latino, I'm talking about Mexican, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, everybody. Latin America. I'm talking about them. It's not just them. You ever remember the Iranian family of 6 or the Iranian group of 6 that was caught in Arizona crossing over the Mexican border illegally? But it's Donald Trump's fault. When he was in office, he fixed it. Part of why he had the border wall. Part of why he increased security there. But now states are taking it upon themselves to fix the problem. Again, Texas. We've got state troopers going down to the border. We've got National Guard going down to the border. Why? Because it is a problem. And it's not just an economic problem. It's a humanitarian problem as well. We could go on and on and on and discuss and debate about the economic impact illegal immigrants are having to our country, to our people. And it's not just a, they'll steal our jobs. Because let's face it, how many of those let's steal our jobs people are out there hammering nails, out there in the fields, doing stuff like that, digging trenches? Hardly any. Now, mind you, I'm talking about just the people that are claiming that. These guys are out there working their asses off. Yeah, they came over illegally to work their asses off. So people say, do we have an illegal immigration problem? Yes, we do have an illegal immigration problem. But what I also say is we have a problem dealing with illegal immigration. Think about that for a second. Our country was built on illegal immigration. We came over, we took the crap over. People also look at that as, well, you stole their land. America stole their land. Now, I'm going to say, I'm indigenous. I've got some indigenous blood in me, both sides. Aztec on my dad's side, and I believe Ute on my mom's side. So I feel the pain. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But every single culture out there, every single one, has been conquered. The Romans, the Europeans, Asians, every single group of people out there has won and defeated somebody else and took over their land. Every group. It's not just our group. But why are we keeping people from coming into this country so much now? With technology where it is right now, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. With technology where it is right now, I could ping somebody at being in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, 2021. I could fire them, put them on no-fly list. But I can't. Somehow, some way, I can't say that they're good enough to work over here. It's kind of perplexing, isn't it? Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people who say, well, they're in third world countries and this, that. He's like, yeah, bullshit. We can figure that out. We've got the technology to do that. Between the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, we got it. I mean, heck, haven't you seen what happened with Snowden? Why he got in the position he's in right now? Because we have that technology. That's right. Why aren't we using it? Those people that are here illegally could benefit our economy. They could pay taxes. They get paid under the table quite often. So that means that they don't pay taxes out of their paycheck. I'll put it this way. If I made $1,000 on a paycheck, I'd get probably half that because of taxes and child support. Now, I know child support is out of the equation on this one, but still, a crap load of money gets taken out of my check because of taxes alone. And then at the end of the year, guess what I get to do? I get to pay more taxes on the check that I already paid taxes on. And if I buy a house, I get to pay taxes on that through a check that I already paid taxes on. Then file taxes again at the end of the year, says I have to pay more taxes every year. Ongoing thing. But when people are here illegally, getting paid on the table, guess what they don't have to do? Pay taxes. So, do we have an illegal immigration problem? Yes, we do. We have a problem handling our illegal immigration. And then we have a problem doing, getting people acclimated, getting people naturalized or citizenship while they're here. What that is causing is a bunch of kids coming over without their parents because their parents know that we're going to take them in, but we won't take the actual parents themselves in. We'll take care of the kids. We'd be total assholes not to, pardon the French. That's allowed on TV now, so I can say that. But we can't take the parents in. Parents know this. So they send their kids here by themselves, which is dangerous. You ever walk through a desert by yourself? It's dangerous. Those kids that are coming over without their parents because their parents know that they can't come over with themselves, they could be targets for the cartels bringing over drugs. They could get killed. They sometimes do. There's already been videos again of mothers and children dying in the Rio Grande River, drowning because they tried to come over. But it's Trump's fault. It's happening on Trump's watch. Now, her actual statement was they inherited the problem. No. You can inherit some problems. This is not one of them. If anything, you amplify the problem. Because the problem was going away. It was just about gone. Working on, it's never going to be 100% gone. It never is. But we're working on getting it reduced so much. But then you entice them to come over again. So you increase that problem. It's not like the credit you're getting right now for the COVID vaccine and the COVID numbers dropping off. You inherited that. Donald Trump put everything in place to get everything started on that, and you just kept it going. Joe Biden didn't have a plan for this at all. He just used Donald Trump's plan, and that's it. But now Joe Biden wants to wear 2 masks. That's not going to happen. By the way, thank you, Greg Abbott, for taking away the mask mandate. Although I still did get vaccinated so I can make sure that I am safe. I'm glad I don't have to wear a mask. Or what I'm mostly glad of, because truth be told, I wear a mask most of the time still. But I'm totally glad that if I leave my mask in my truck and make it all the way to the door of Walmart, I don't have to turn back around and get a mask. Because I don't like them touching my masks. They have their set there. I just don't want them touching it. Those rubber gloves, they do. If anything, they magnify the problem too. But either way, I digress. Oops, sorry about that. So it's a lot. It's a lot today. There's a lot of it in here that could make us angry. And it's okay if we're angry. There's a lot of it in here that people could say is taking away our rights. I mean, if you look in the news too, wars still going on, especially in the Middle East. I didn't even touch on the Middle East, though I really wanted to. I'm just out of time. But there's a lot going on right now. People could be thinking that, everything going on, you got the virus, you got lockdowns, you've got wars, you've got tyranny happen. The end is near. That's what they're thinking. And could it be? It absolutely could be. The rapture could happen as soon as I hit stop. The rapture could happen 20 years from now, 50 years from now. I don't know. But a lot of people are worrying about it. There is comfort, though. There is comfort in knowing that. If you are worrying about it, if you are worrying about the rapture happening, that you don't have to worry. If you're absolutely concerned that the rapture is going to happen tomorrow, or it's going to happen, when is it going to happen? I know it's going to happen. I'm so scared of it happening. I'm so scared that it's going to happen. Why? Why are you scared? That is probably the best thing that can happen to us. If we're raptured, we're with Jesus. We're with God forever. We made it. We won. Our bodies here on earth endured enough, and our soul completed the job, and we won. We're with God. If the rapture happens, we're with God. Yay! That's what we want. There's comfort in that. Now, there's some of you out there that don't believe that don't believe in God, that don't believe that there's going to be a rapture even. But there is a God, and He loves you. He loves everybody. And He comforts us and letting us know that even though we're going through some tough times right now, that we've got eternity to look forward to without pain, without sorrow, without hurt, without worry. We've got that way through Jesus Christ. So if you've been kicking the tires, even you've thought about Jesus Christ, you don't know for sure whether you're in my hometown of Victoria or if you're on the other side of the country. Maybe go find a Bible-believing church. Go check it out. My prayer is that if I can just reach one person, maybe. That's all it takes, is one person. If I can just reach one person, then I feel like I would have done something. I've tried before. But if I can just reach one person, every one person that finds God is one less person that Satan has, and that's a victory. Jesus came to the earth, born of a virgin birth, fully man, fully God. He endured the sins of everybody, past, present, and future. Endured all of those sins, endured that pain, and endured the pain of crucifixion. And then rose 3 days later so that we can all be saved. It's a free gift. It's a free gift. All we've got to do is accept it. Thanks for joining me again this week, guys. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino Conservative.